Okay, it's obvious in life you're going to have enemies. And I would like to know if there is anyone listening to me on YouTube that does not have any enemies. Because if you don't have any enemies, I like to know what your secret is. Because, I mean, the Messiah had enemies. The world, people are going to have enemies. And you need to understand this. You need to understand this going forward in life. And let me give you wisdom. Most people are influenced by the base thoughts and attitudes, either actions or inactions, perceived or predicated upon what others may either think about or do to you. You need to change your attitude and philosophy. And all I'm doing is presenting information. I'm trying to give you information here, some knowledge of life for you to be able to gain control of your own atmosphere. Because after all, you are the one that's ultimately in control of yourself if you allow yourself to be. But the art of war teaches us not to rely on the likelihood of our enemies not coming. But listen very closely. Listen very closely. But it teaches us to rely, look at this, on our own readiness to receive them. In other words, your enemies are going to come. They are going to come. And no matter what area or way that they are going to come in life, you need to be prepared to receive them. You see, this is how in old time, in ancient time, that even men of war, when they went to war, that they had great honor and they had great respect for enemies. Today, all these concepts are gone, they're lost. And many of you are taken advantage of constantly on a daily basis simply because you do not know your enemies. And since you don't know your enemies and you don't care about knowing anything about your enemies, you yourself personally do not know how to respond when they come. Because you're not ready. You're not ready. And when you're not ready, you get sick in emotion. You get sick in attitude. And you get sick in your feelings. And you don't know how to respond or react because you have not gained any self-control in your life. Somebody needs to try to teach you these principles in order for you to be able to take control of yourself and understand what it really truly means to be honorable. Now, while you may not like your enemy, you can become the greatest warrior, one of the greatest warriors that ever lived, if you ever learn how to respect them. Because if you do not know how to respect your enemy, then your enemy will use that as a means not only to take advantage of you, but to kill you. And today, there are a lot of people being destroyed for a lack of knowledge simply because they refuse to embrace biblical principles. So you're going to have enemies, but you need to understand, first of all, first and foremost, the enemy is going to be there, but it's you. It's your readiness of mind and true heart and true spirit that will prepare you for all battles, be that natural and spiritual. And if you know that we're in a war, there's a natural war, then there's a spiritual war, then you would constantly keep yourself in a state of readiness because you are a warrior, ready for any fight that the enemy brings. And when it's all said and done, your qualities may be known among all men, and even your enemies. Even your enemies will even respect you and honor you, providing that they're not schizophrenic and full of envy, because envy has destroyed a lot of people. I hope you understand what I'm saying.